I'm Wendy Zelazny, the Vice President of Membership at the Fredericksburg Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Camille Sue, the owner of the Icing Baking Company. Camille has been with us for quite a few years now, and I have seen some incredible things happen with this business. So I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. It's incredible growth, even despite the pandemic. One of the things I thought was so interesting was how creative you were during that time. We were just talking about the fact that nobody could find yeast. You were seeing posts everywhere. People, does anyone know where who has yeast, who has this, who has that? She didn't just have yeast. She had really like high quality yeast, because I know my yeast, and because I bake. And I came in one day, and sure enough, there were eggs you could purchase here, yeast. So she really was very creative in terms of how she pivoted with what she was offering customers. You started offering bread, which you said people are still ordering that. And it was really good. We bought some of the focaccia. And in addition to that, though, you started doing your cakes. You're known for your themed cakes, I think, right? People talk about wedding cakes, but she is like a next level cake boss when it comes to the creative cakes. And so what was it that you did during the pandemic?
So we started Guess the Cake.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yep. So that got a huge social media following. And people just really enjoyed it. It gave them something to do. Like we'd be like, get phone calls and people would be like, what's the Guess the Cake? And we're like, we can't tell you. But you have to wait until we post it.
That's the whole point.
Thing,
But it was, that was super creative, and people were really engaged with your social media content with that. And then you changed some of your themes. You did toilet paper. What I like is you can see that you have a sense of humor. With what you do. It's really fun. You're also known for your cupcakes and for your personalized baked goods.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about growth. Why don't you talk a little bit about your growth just in terms of staff and orders and clientele, as well as even the equipment that you're purchasing.
Yeah. So we took over in 2018. When I took over, there was 6 staff members. Since then, we've had growth, and now we currently have 14, which is just crazy. And even with the 6, most of them are part-time, and now the majority of them are full-time. So we need help, and we're currently hiring. So we're still looking to expand our team. But it's just given us the ability to take on more and to be able to serve more people. Because before it was like, I'm decorating all of the cakes, and there's only so many times that I can do that without sleeping and like eating lunch. But so it's been really cool. The last month has been our highest month in sales ever for like the history of the business, like before I even took over. So it's been really cool. But even then, we've had an over 20% growth rate since 2018, since I took over, even with the pandemic.
So what do you find? Have you found that what they're purchasing is different, or what they're looking for is different than what they did when you started?
Yeah, so we didn't our niche of having custom cakes and crazy cakes wasn't ordered as often, because I just don't think that people knew that we had the ability to do it.
Right. So I always remember hearing wedding cakes.
Yeah.
Wedding cakes, cupcakes, but that's why. Do you think it's the social media presence that changed?
Yeah. And just community relations, I'm all about, if I can get to another business owner and we can help each other out, I would much rather that than, being so competitive that we can't do anything together.
I know, strategic partnerships are where it's at. That's so good. Yay, we love that. That's such a chamber thing. But and then you're also, the other thing I noticed is that now you're offering things for the home baker.
Yes.
So I know you have the sprinkles that you offer. You've got the flavorings here. And what made you decide to pivot and do that? I know you did the kits. Is that what kind of got it going?
A little bit, but a lot of home bakers reach out to us for advice. And so they're like, hey, do you guys know how to do this? Or do you guys have availability? Oh my gosh, I ran out of edible image sheets. Do you guys have ones to sell? And we got to the point that previously we haven't offered those things because we didn't keep the inventory. But if we keep the inventory, why not?
So that's so good. And not everybody will do that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. But that goes back to you saying, why hold back something that you have that doesn't help anybody? So that creates a lot of goodwill, I think. It's very smart.
Well, and we get references all the time from home bakers or people in the area, because they're like, oh, well, I can't do it, let's make it.
Yeah, it's part of a community.
Yeah.
And that really makes sense. I love it. And I love the kits. So we did, I don't know if everybody realized, CNU, during the pandemic, we had kits we did a cookie decorating class with Camille,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, it was so much fun. I did it at a friend's house, and we just couldn't stop laughing. We had such a
Well,
good time.
I think it was the cocktails beforehand, but yes.
Okay, maybe. But it was just funny watching everybody trying so hard, and then people would hold theirs up, and everybody would just be laughing because hers, of course, are like perfect, and everybody else is like, oh, I think I can do this. Looks pretty easy, right? And then you're like, oh, it's not so easy.
A lot of people did a really good job though.
Yeah.
Like I was impressed. I was like, oh, do you want a job? You want to come work over here?
Yeah, really, that could be a tryout. You could do like tryouts, you know, cookie kit, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, but that was a lot of fun. So you've been a great partner for the chamber all throughout your membership, and I'm just like thrilled to see what this has turned into. Talk a little bit about what you do in terms of personalizing, because that's something for business owners. When we do ribbon cuttings, we just did a ribbon cutting across the street, and people were all over the cookies, and guess who made them? They were personalized and they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And actually, Illume Med Spa, that's another one that we went to. I looked at the cookies and I knew, or the cupcakes, I knew right away. I was like, where did these come from? And it was icing. Yeah. So, but talk about what those, like how people tend to use those.
Yeah, so we can use edible images. Like if anybody sends us an image of like their family member or something, a character that they really like, we can print them off. So now we've taken it to the next level of you can use it for branding, and who's going to turn away a cupcake or a cookie?
Exactly.
Nobody.
No one.
And they can take it with them. So right now what we're doing is we can print off the edible image and put it on the cookie or the cupcake.
Like what we did for the gala.
Yeah, just like that. But we're actually just ordered a new piece of equipment that's going to be able to print directly onto the cookie.
Wow.
So
That's
we're super
huge.
excited to get that in. We are like waiting in anticipation to get it in and get it set up so we can actually start using it to help save some time and like be able to offer more to everybody, because when we get an order of like 700 cookies, it's a moment of what else is going on. We have to reroute, figure out logistics. Can we take it on or not?
So how much time do you think that will save you? Like say you had 700 cookies, the old process where you're doing the edible images and then you're having to put those on individually, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference now? This will just go right on. Do you just kind of, is it
Yeah.
like a conveyor belt, or is it
It's
still
got like
handheld?
it has a tray that goes in. You set the cookies in and it rotates. I think there's 12 slots in it. And it takes, I think it's like a maximum 45 seconds to print the entire tray.
Incredible.
So instead it's taking like 30 minutes to individually cut out each edible image right
That's
now.
what I thought.
So it's gonna
Yeah.
save a lot of time.
Yes. Yes, it
Thankfully.
will.
It's so much
Yeah,
time.
I wondered about that. I had a feeling you were
Yeah.
handcutting. Wow, that's amazing. And you use a sheeter, you said, for fondant.
Oh, yeah.
So there are some things that you can do with machinery, but in the end, it still comes down to you designing the cakes or the cupcakes and seeing the process through
Right.
baking the cakes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah.
How many cupcakes would you say you make in a day, a week? Like what would you say on average?
Okay, good question. I know on Fridays our normal bakes are close to 500 to 600 cupcakes.
Wow.
And so that's our highest. So I'm gonna say probably like 3,000 cupcakes a week.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're doing custom cakes.
Yes.
So do you also do cakes just for people to purchase from the case, or is it really more custom as far
No.
as cakes?
So we try as much as we can to have cakes available in our case, but usually they sell out as soon as we
Yeah.
have them up
That's
there.
what I figured.
So that's why we're hiring, so we can have a higher capacity and have that stuff available. But yeah, we do cakes just because it's Tuesday. You don't have to have anything written on it. You don't have
That's
to have anything about it. You want cake? Get cake.
Yay!
Why
We're all like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
cake. Cake is good.